Antimatter, the only substance more precious than gold, diamonds and unicorn tears, because it cost a mind-boggling $62.5 trillion per gram to produce. Scientists estimate that manufacturing just 1 gram of antihydrogen would drain $6,410 trillion worth of energy alone, thanks to particle accelerators churning at megawatt scale power for weeks on end. Even positions the antimatter twins of electrons come with a $25 billion per gram price tag in smaller shipments, making antimatter the most expensive material ever crafted. Stay tuned to uncover how researchers not only create such tiny amounts but also trap, study, and even plan to transport this elusive ultra-rare substance. In 1928, British physicist Paul Dirac proposed a relativistic wave equation that predicted the existence of particles identical to electrons but with opposite charge, laying the theoretical foundation for antimatter. Dirac's equation introduced the concept of negative energy solutions, which he interpreted as antiparticles, earning him the 1933 Nobel Prize in Physics. Despite its theoretical prediction, antimatter remained hypothetical until 1932, when Carl Anderson discovered the positron in cosmic ray experiments, confirming Dirac's antiparticle concept. The first laboratory creation of antiprotons occurred in 1955 at Berkeley's Bevatron, when Emilio Segre, Owen Chamberlain and their team produced antiprotons by colliding high-energy protons with a metal target. These early antiprotons were fleeting and annihilated upon contacting ordinary matter, making their capture a significant experimental challenge. Today, CERN's antiproton decelerator slows antiprotons to low energies, enabling researchers to study their properties and combine them with positrons to form antihydrogen. Modern experiments such as A-trap and alpha employ penning traps, sophisticated electromagnetic bottles to confine antiprotons and positrons at cryogenic temperatures, preventing premature annihilation. Meanwhile, NASA has explored antimatter propulsion concepts, analyzing theoretical designs for antiproton-based engines that could offer unparalleled energy densities, albeit with prohibitive infrastructure and energy costs. Despite these advances, antimatter yields remain extremely low. Only about 1 antiproton per 10 billion proton collisions is collected, requiring massive energy inputs for even microscopic quantities. These milestones have turned antimatter from a theoretical curiosity into a cutting-edge field of experimental physics, setting the stage for research into fundamental symmetries and potential futuristic applications in propulsion and beyond. Producing antimatter begins with hurling protons around a massive circular accelerator at nearly the speed of light and smashing them into a metal target, hoping a few antiprotons will pop out. Even with trillions of proton collisions, only 1 antiproton emerges per 10 billion impacts, making each one rarer than a winning lottery ticket. Running these accelerators continuously for weeks consumes megawatts of power and costs hundreds of millions of Swiss francs, yet yields only billionths of a gram of antimatter. Once born, antiprotons escape the debris field at near relativistic speeds and must be tamed. CERN's antiproton decelerator, or AD, uses a series of electromagnetic stages to slow them from blistering velocities down to, well, turtle pace energies, just a few kV, so they can be caught instead of instantaneously annihilating. This deceleration chain is akin to braking a Ferrari with a badminton racket, delicate, precise, and fraught with potential disaster if misaligned. Penning traps and cryogenic bottles. After deceleration, antiprotons are injected into penning traps, vacuum chambers wrapped in powerful magnets and chilled to near absolute zero. Here they hover in suspension, prevented from touching the walls by electric and magnetic fields. Antihydrogen assembly. To create antiatoms, scientists merge antiprotons with positrons. CERN's alpha and A-trap collaborations have successfully synthesized antihydrogen by cooling positrons and antiprotons together in nested traps, producing antiatoms that drift freely in a magnetic bottle for seconds at a time. Costly cliffhanger. Each microgram of antihydrogen demands years of accelerator time and billions of dollars in operating expenses, making every single antiatom a blockbuster budget special effect. "Why build a permanent vault when you can haul it around?" joked Christian Smorer, lead of CERN's base step team, as they loaded trapped protons into a specially designed case for transport trials. These rehearsal runs with protons, stand-ins for antiprotons, tested whether delicate charged particles could survive the bumps and vibrations of a truck ride. Successful proton transports paved the way for the first ever antiproton road trip across CERN's campus and eventually labs across Europe. Serious precision spectroscopy of antihydrogen spectral lines probes CPT symmetry, one of physics' most sacred mantras, seeking even the slightest deviation that could rewrite our understanding of nature. Slapstick. Imagine researchers in protective suits tiptoeing around a magnetic trap, holding their breath, lest a sneeze send a flash of annihilation fireworks across the lab, complete with cartoon-style poof sound effects. The ultimate showdown arrives when researchers attempt antimatter transport. In late 2024, CERN's base step collaboration not only ferried protons but also began planning antiproton moves in cryogenic vans, complete with shock absorbers and magnetic shielding to prevent a microscopic Armageddon. According to Nature, the team aims to deliver antiprotons to a German facility by road as early as next year, marking the first time antimatter leaves its birthplace. This mobile approach could democratize antimatter research, letting smaller labs study anti-atoms without building costly accelerators, much like borrowing a neighbor's Ferrari, rather than buying your own if Ferraris exploded into gamma rays on contact with potholes. With each stage from proton collisions to mobile traps, scientists have crafted a high-stakes mini-movie where every particle plays a leading role, and the cost of a single scene can top the GDP of a small nation. Antimatter's dramatic production, delicate handling, and daring transport trials combine cutting-edge physics with an absurdist comedy of errors, making it the most expensive and most theatrical material on Earth. Antimatter research has fundamentally reshaped our understanding of physics by enabling ever more precise tests of CPT symmetry and gravity's effect on antimatter atoms. CERN's ALPHA collaboration recently trapped antihydrogen atoms for over 1,000 seconds, allowing detailed spectroscopic comparisons with hydrogen that tighten constraints on potential CPT violations. These experiments probe why our universe is dominated by matter, despite theories predicting equal amounts at the Big Bang. Meanwhile, NASA's theoretical studies highlight antimatter's unrivaled energy density, approximately 1.8 times 10 to the power of 14 joules per gram, some 11 orders of magnitude greater than chemical fuels, pointing to revolutionary propulsion concepts if production hurdles can be overcome. Popular Mechanics reports on an antimatter engine roadmap from UAEU researchers illustrating emerging designs for harnessing annihilation thrust in future spacecraft. On the logistics front, CERN's base step initiative successfully transported trapped protons across its campus and plans to move antiprotons to partner labs by road by 2025, potentially broadening access to antimatter studies. Although current costs, trillions of dollars per gram, remain prohibitive, progress in trapping, storage, and mobile delivery is steadily transforming antimatter from theoretical curiosity into a potent tool for deep space exploration and fundamental research. And that's the story of antimatter, the rarest, most expensive substance ever produced, costing up to $62.5 trillion per gram. Though its annihilation releases energy 11 orders of magnitude greater than chemical fuels, current yields remain microscopic, limited to billionths of grams after weeks of accelerator operations. CERN's ALPHA experiment now traps antihydrogen for over 1,000 seconds, enabling precision studies of fundamental symmetries and testing CPT invariants. Meanwhile, the base step collaboration is preparing to transport antiprotons by road to other labs, marking a milestone in making antimatter accessible beyond its birthplace. NASA and researchers worldwide continue to explore theoretical applications from deep space propulsion to novel medical therapies despite prohibitive costs and technical hurdles. Ultimately, antimatter stands at the frontier of physics, blending high-stakes logistics with groundbreaking science and reminding us that the universe's mirror image still holds many secrets. Next episode, we'll delve into how antimatter could revolutionize space exploration and whether harnessing its power might ever be more than a trillion-dollar dream.